Hey everyone, what is up? What is up? This is Julie here. Welcome to my live stream. As always, my live streams 99.99% of the time are unannounced. But hopefully, I can get some subscribers to join in. I know it's Saturday morning. Heck, I don't know what time it is. But it is Saturday morning here in San Antonio, Texas. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the skill assist with use of Bedpan. Hey, I already got one like and got four viewers joining in. Five, awesome. This is so great for a Saturday morning. Hi, everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining in. Hey, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Click the like button on this video and all of my other videos. If they are helpful to you, I'm just going to take my shoes off here so I can get a little bit more comfy. And ring that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload new content. Hi, Desiree. Hi, how are you, Desiree? Which state are you joining us from? Let me know where you're at, where you're located. Guys, yeah, so I have started doing some training videos pertaining to the critical element steps in these videos. I need your likes. I really need your likes on these videos, okay? This is what's going to let me know that these videos, Fort Worth, Texas, all right, Desiree. That's what's going to let me know that you are not only enjoying these videos, but these critical element step videos are helpful to you. The reason why I'm doing All right, can you all hear me now? Thumbs up, thumbs down if you can hear me now. I need to see some thumbs, people. Either thumbs up or thumbs down. Thank you, Family First. All right, y'all can hear me now. Awesome. Okay, great, great. I am so sorry. I will be editing this video to take out that first portion, okay, where there was no audio. Once this video process, but this video is for Pearson VUE testers. It's for the assist with use of bedpan. There is no longer, all right, awesome. There is no longer any critical element step. The critical element step used to be step number 5, which was the actual placement of the bedpan, but that is no longer with the 2000 updates. So no critical element steps with assist with use of bedpan, right? Hooray, awesome, right? However, because there are no critical element steps, the NAE is going to be very meticulous in how he or she observes and evaluates your performance. And infection control is huge, okay, in this skill, right? Very, very important in this skill. Your 5 indirect care skills: infection control, safety, communication, privacy, and dignity, okay? This is all about infection control here, okay? All about infection control. So you have got to be conscious of, when you take your gloves off and when you wash your hands, okay? And I always tell my students, look, gloves are not a substitute for hand hygiene, right? So whenever you take off your gloves and dispose of them, immediately wash your hands, okay? During testing, hi Brenda. During testing, you will want to verbalize washing your hands, okay? Because the only time for Pearson VUE testers, the only time you will have to use actual running water and soap is during the skill hand hygiene, okay? During the skill hand hygiene. Any other time a skill requires you to wash your hands, you need only to verbalize washing hands. But you have to know when, right? You have to know when. So I tell my students, hey, whenever you're in doubt, whenever you have to ask yourself, should I verbalize washing my hands? Go ahead and do so, right? It's better to be safe than sorry. So whenever you're in doubt, verbalize, I'm washing my hands, right? Because it is better for you to wash your hands more times than needed, okay, than to not wash your hands when you should have, all right? Because you'll get flagged for infection control. So, and I've been getting a lot of questions regarding when do I wash my hands. I have uploaded a video a couple of days ago. I uploaded, and I believe it's titled, when do I wash my hands? Okay, when do I wash my hands? So if you have any questions regarding the, washing of hands, watch that video, okay? Because I explained to you what is expected of you as far as washing your hands during testing, okay? Now keep in mind, my videos are for testing, okay? Testing. In real life, you're gonna do things totally different, okay? And that's not what my videos, at least my training videos, are not about. It's about testing and demonstrating these skills to you on how you can demonstrate them or perform them during testing to receive a first-time pass, okay? Now, folks, y'all have been telling me that y'all are, left and right. Yesterday, I received, oh my gosh, man, I received so many comments, maybe like about 7 or 8, of people telling me that they passed and that my videos were instrumental in their passing their state certification exam. And that just blew me away. I'm like, that is so awesome. That is really awesome. But let's get back to assist with use of bedpan. All right. So you have 17 steps. You have 17 steps in assist with use of bedpan. You have to replace your gloves twice, right? So when you collect your supplies, you need to make sure that you collect 2 pairs of gloves, all right? And I'm just, because this doesn't have a critical element step, I'm just going to talk you through how you should perform this skill, okay? How you should perform this skill during testing. All right. So after you explain the procedure, okay, you're going to go in there and say, hey, Miss whoever the person is, right? Because this is performed on a live person. It's me, Julie, your CNA. I'm here to, help you with the bedpan. You're going to do your safety checks. Bed is in a low safe position. Bed wheels are locked. I'm going to provide you privacy. Here is your call light. Give that person the call light in their hand. It's a live person, all right? So give them the call light in their hand, all right? So there will be no question whether or not that call light is within reach. But you got to be careful because we are human. We get tired of holding things, right? And sometimes we'll place it down. So before you complete your skill and say washing hands skill complete, you need to look and make sure that person still has that call light in their hand or at least next to them where they can just reach over and get it, okay? So when you go in, whether the head of bed, if the head of bed is raised, you'll want to lower the head of bed. If the head of bed is already lowered, verbalize, the head of bed is already lowered, or you can say, the client is already in a supine position, all right? So that's the first thing that you'll want to do. The second thing that you'll want to do is put on your gloves. All right, put on your gloves. Now, when you are placing the bedpan, and I don't have one with me because I'm here at home in my office, but the bedpan has a wide end and it has a narrow end. Okay, hey. Oh, thank you, Izelle from North Carolina. Hi, Marissa. Taking your test on Tuesday, was it? Wow, good luck to you. Good luck to you all, right? So you have the wide area of the bedpan and the narrow area of the bedpan. When placing that bedpan, you will want the wide end towards the headboard and the narrow end facing the footboard. Okay, so it's going to be wide end towards the headboard, narrow end towards the footboard. All right, and there's 2 ways that you can place the bedpan. I train my students. You're welcome, Izelle. I train my students to just lift up the covers. Okay, lift up the covers because you don't want to overexpose the person, right? Just lift it up with your non-dominant hand, with your dominant hand. Have that person to raise their hips and just slide that bedpan underneath. The most convenient way to place the bedpan, the most time-saving way to place the bedpan, okay? Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing it that way, you can always raise the side rail on the side that you're going to turn the person. Assist the person to turn, okay? Assist them to turn and then place the bedpan and then reposition that person onto the bedpan. Now, the reason why I don't train train my students in that manner is because it takes up a lot of time. It really does. Okay. It takes up a lot of time. And I had to prove positive one day. To a fellow instructor. Okay, are y'all still able to hear me? Because I just got kicked out of my live stream. My phone is acting up big time. It's acting up big time. But I had to prove positive to a fellow instructor that the way that I train my students to place the bedpan is more, okay, awesome, great. Okay, is more time saving than it is to train your students to raise that side rail, turn the person over, place the bedpan, and reposition them on that bedpan, right? Awesome, great. Thank you, David. Thank you, family first, right? So it is just having the person raise their hips is more time saving. And I actually had to prove positive, right? So I'm like, look, let's just get it over with. Let's see. So I got someone who was unbiased to come in and to actually time us doing it. I did it the way I train my students, right? Lifting up the sheet, holding up the sheet, raise your hips, place the bedpan. And my counterpart, my cohort, did it the way she trained her students with turning, raising the side rail, turning the person on the side, blah, 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 right? I actually did that, okay? Raise your hips. And I think 6 seconds. Okay, only took me 6 seconds to do that. Lift that cover, raise your hips, place the bedpan, bam, done, right? When she did it the way she trained her students to do it with raising the side rail and turning the person on the side, it took her, and I want to remember because this was like over a year ago, it took her. Awesome. Yeah, that's good. That's good, family first. It took her, I think it was 20, I want to say 21 seconds. Okay, it was 21 seconds. 6 seconds versus 21 seconds. So that's like a difference of 15 seconds. And you may say, oh, that's just 15 seconds, right? You were taught to row. That's yeah, and you can be taught that way. There's sometimes there are multiple ways to do things, but you have to realize that you're being timed. And I'm not trying to step on any instructor's toes. So if I have any instructors in here on the live stream with me, I'm not trying to step on your toes at all. I don't like doing that because I sure don't like my toes being stepped on. I'm going to tell you that right now, right? So I would never disrespect any instructor. So however your instructor trains you to do it that way, perform it that way, right? I'm not going to tell you, no, don't listen to your instructor and do it the way I do it. I can only tell you that my way takes up less time, okay? And you have to think about time because you are being timed. You have to perform your skills exam within a certain amount of time, okay? And so whenever I can save time for my students, that's what I'm going to do. But I always give them the option. I show them how to do it if they want to raise that side rail and turn the person. And you have to raise the side rail because you have to think about that indirect care skill of safety. Okay, you do. If you don't raise the side rail, you will get flagged. I can guarantee you, you will get flagged for safety. All right. So you do have to raise that side rail if you are testing under Pearson VUE. Okay. For Prometric, I don't think Prometric scores on the raising of the side rails, but I could be wrong. But however, for Pearson VUE, even though it's not here listed as a step, it is one of the 5 indirect care skills. And that NAE is not only evaluating your performance of you actually performing their skill, they're also observing and evaluating those 5 indirect care skills. So you want to keep those to the forefront of your mind. But 15 seconds, folks, and you may think that that's not a lot, but if you can say 15 seconds here, another 15 here, another 20 there, I mean, they add up, right? They add up. And so that is time saved that you can use on a more complex skill like catheter care or modified bed bath or transferring, right? So it's all about saving time whenever you can save time. So you can either, place that bedpan in the manner that I demonstrate in my videos, or you can, turn the person to the side. And again, like I said, I give my students the options. I train them on having the person to raise their hips and place the bedpan, but I also let them know, hey, if you don't feel comfortable doing it that way, and you feel more comfortable with turning the person on the side, then so be it. Do it that way, but it's just going to take up more time. All right, Brenda, you start class on the 4th. Oh, good. I'm excited for you. Yes, I'm excited for you. I hope you have a really good training experience. I really do. Um, so that you'll place that bedpan. After you place the bedpan, you immediately remove your gloves without contaminating yourself. Thank you, Marissa. All right. Thank you, Marissa. Good luck. You immediately remove your gloves, dispose of them, verbalize washing hands, and then you'll raise the head of bed. Okay. Don't raise your head of bed with your gloves on because you're going to get dinged for infection control. Okay. Yeah, and it's a good idea, Marissa. I'm glad you brought that up. It is a good idea for you to time the amount of time it takes you to, perform your, certain skills. Okay, and maybe I'll talk about that in another video, another live stream or recorded video. So after you place the bedpan, however manner you want to place it. Remove your gloves, dispose of them, verbalize washing hands. It specifically states, okay, remove step number 6, removes and disposes of gloves without contaminating self into waste container and washes hands. I don't know if y'all can see that. Washes hands, step number 6. Okay, washes hands. All right. So you have to verbalize washing hands. Once you do that, you'll raise the head of bed, okay? You will place the toilet paper and the hand wipes or wet wipes, okay? Just the package, you don't have to take it out. I know I've seen a lot of instructors having their students to actually take out the wipes. That's wasting time. If I have any instructors out here, that's wasting time, instructors, okay? The person does not have to take out the wipes, okay? You'll bring the toilet paper and the whole package of wipes, set it down on the overbed table, okay? And you need to explain to the person what the wipes are for. So you'll tell them, here's your toilet paper and here are some wipes. Use these wipes to clean your hands when you are done. That's what you need to state, okay? What the wipes are used for. The wipes are for you to clean your hands when you are done or when you are finished. I tell my students to throw in, can you reach these, right? Because the thing is that you don't want to give the nurse aide examiner any room, okay, any room to question whether or not the client can reach those items, all right? So I tell my students, just throw in there, hey, are you able to reach these items? And then the person that's acting as the client, I tell them, you reach your hand over there and touch and say, yes, I can reach them, okay? All right? And then you want to make sure that person still has that call light in their hand or within reach. And within reach is not over their head on the pillow. It's not down on, near their feet or their legs, okay? Either in their hand, on their chest, or on their tummy, all right? Or right on the bed right next to their hand, all right? That is within reach, okay? Once you ensure that, you're going to let them know, hey, I'm going to give you some privacy. I'm just going to step behind the curtain. When you are done, okay, and you have to state this, when you are done, ring your call light, okay? So you have to give them instructions on what they need to do to let you know they're done, okay? Hi, Chanello. I'm glad you're listening too. All right. So you'll step behind that curtain, that privacy curtain or privacy screen. And I tell my students, if you're acting as the client, as soon as that person steps behind that privacy screen, go ahead and ring your bell, right? Because you don't, what are you waiting for? You're wasting time waiting, right? You're wasting that testing candidate's time. So as soon as they step behind the curtain, bing, or you could just say, I'm done, right? You're going to come back around the curtain. You are going to lower the head of bed. Okay, lower the head of bed. Then you are going to put on your second pair of clean gloves. Okay, second pair of clean gloves. Um, Now you have to remove the bedpan, right? So in the way that I demonstrate in my videos, just lift up the blanket, grab on to that bedpan, okay? And then have the person, let them know, go ahead and raise your hips so I can remove the bedpan. Then you will remove the bedpan without spilling the contents. Now, we all know there is nothing in that bedpan, okay? We all know that. The NAE knows that. But you have to act as if it were, right? So that's why you want to grasp onto that bedpan before pulling it out, okay? Because if that NAE perceives that the contents have been spilt, you're going to get dinged for infection control, okay? That's what I'm saying. Infection control is huge in this step or in this skill, all right? So you're going to remove the bedpan. If you turn the person to the side, if you want to do that, again, you're going to lower the sheets, okay? And don't lower it any lower than the person's knees. Grasp onto that side rail, assist them to turn to the side and remove the bedpan. Have that assist that person to reposition on their back and then pull the sheets up to cover them up, okay? That's what I'm telling y'all. It takes so much more time to do that, right? Turning the person on the side when it's just, time, is so time saving just to have them raise their hips to place the bedpan, raise their hips to remove the bedpan, okay? It's just so much time saving. So once you do that, and I tell my students, go ahead and do the closing procedures, before you take your supplies away, because it's not that much. All you have to do is carry the bedpan, the toilet paper, and the wipes, right? Make sure that person has their call light, so you do your safety procedures. Bed is still in a low safe position. Check the bed brakes. You can use your hips to do that. Bed wheels are still locked. Client still has call light within reach. Privacy is still maintained. I'm going to take my items, my supplies. I'm going to drop off the toilet paper and the hand wipes in the designated dirty area. I'm going to empty the contents of the bedpan into the toilet. I'm going to go to the sink. I'm going to run water, and then I'm going to run away from that sink back to the bedpan, right? And I tell my students to do this because, you're going to be a little nervous. Hi, Marissa. Oh, great. That's great. And hopefully you'll tell the difference. As a matter of fact, I challenge y'all. To time yourself doing it both ways, especially if you are an instructor. Okay? Time yourself or your student, or if you're a student, time yourself doing it both ways. Okay? And see which way you're going to save more time. All right. I'm just saying it's a little challenge, a little friendly challenge, right? So I tell my students to, after they empty the contents of the bedpan into the toilet. Hi, Tina. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Tina. Thank you. You empty that contents of the bedpan into the toilet, take it to the sink, run water in it, turn that water off, and you don't have to fill that bedpan up with water, right? Just turn that tap on, turn it off, and then run like heck. Okay, not literally. Okay, don't literally run. I'm just saying run like heck, right? Give in the exam text, please. How many minutes do? I'll talk about that in just a sec, okay? So, because I'm almost done with this bedpan skill. So I tell them that because you're going to still be somewhat nervous, probably. Staying at that sink, rinsing, swishing that water around in the bedpan, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be thinking, and you're going to end up emptying the rinse into the sink, which is a big no-no. Okay, so you're not going to receive credit for the step emptying the rinse into the toilet Plus, you're going to get flagged for infection control. Okay. So that's why I tell my students, hey, turn that tap on, turn it off, and get going. Get going back to that bedpan, because you can swish it around, rinse that bedpan while you're walking to the bedside commode or toilet, whichever one y'all are, whichever is at your test site. And then you're going to empty that rinse into the toilet. Okay, so you won't risk emptying it into the sink. All right, empty it into the toilet. You're going to place that bedpan also in the designated dirty area. You do not, for Pearson VUE testers, you do not need to dry the bedpan. Instructors, if you train your students to dry the bedpan, well, you train your students to dry the bedpan, but you do not. Again, that's wasting time. Okay, so you do not have to dry the bedpan. Okay, the wash basins for like peri-care and catheter care and foot care and modified bed bath, yes, you have to empty, rinse, and dry those, but the bedpan you do not. Hi, Marissa. What cart? To cover a cart with the towel. Explain to me what you mean by cart. If you're talking about the bedside table for Pearson VUE, you do not have to place the clean barrier on the overbed table. That's the table where you'll usually place your supplies. You do not have to do that. I think in like my older videos, before I started networking with nurse aide examiners, I had, placed a protective or a clean barrier. But after, networking with NAEs and getting more and more and more information, they were like, no, don't tell your students to do that. That's a waste of time. Like, that is not necessary for Pearson VUE testers. For Prometric, yes, you have to. So, my test exam in March. Hi, Brittany. I know you're going to be nervous, but don't let your nerves get the best of you. Okay, don't let your nerves get the best of you. So you do not have to dry the bedpan. Then you'll go ahead. Okay, individual cart. All right, I'll get with you, Marissa, on that. So then you'll remove your gloves without contaminating yourself, dispose of your gloves, verbalize washing hands, and then just for, a quick second, go back through all the steps before you say skill complete, right? And I tell my students to do that because, you just want to go through everything and make sure that you did not omit a step or you did not perform a step incorrectly, and you don't have to do a self-correction, right? So, dispose of everything, washing hands, think for a quick second, washing hands, skill complete, right? Now, because you already did your closing procedures, right? You did your closing procedures. Now you can go ahead and collect your supplies for the next skill that you are required to perform. Okay. And I always tell my students in the closing procedures, let the person know, okay, I'm going to go wash my hands, dispose of my supplies, and I'll be back to assist you with whatever skill you have next. So let's say you had the bedpan skill, you completed that, did your closing procedures, and you know that your next skill is going to be, let's say, foot care, right? So in your closing procedures, you can say, all right, I'm going to go wash my hands, dispose of my supplies, and I'll be back to do foot care, okay? To do foot care on you. Okay, so now you've already explained that procedure to them. They know what's coming next. Now, after you dispose of everything, and you, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was trying to read the comments. You've said skill, washing hands, skill complete. Now you can go straight to that clean supply table, gather your supplies for foot care, and go straight back to the client, knock on the door. Hey, Mrs. Whoever the live client is, it's me, Julie, your CNA. I'm here to do foot care. Okay. And then everything just runs so smooth when you connect the dots. All right. When you connect the dots, everything just runs so smooth. Okay, Marissa, as far as the cart, I'm not quite sure because is it a linen cart? Not quite sure. Now, in real life, yes, you will have to, always keep the linen cart covered. But for testing, I'm not quite sure because I have never seen a test site that uses an actual linen cart to keep all the supplies. So I would, I would have to tell you to follow your instructor's lead on how he or she explains to you or directs you to handle that linen cart, okay, at testing. I've just never seen a test site, and I've seen plenty of test sites. I've just never seen a test site that actually uses the linen cart. All right, Marissa. I mean, I would say yes, go ahead and cover it back up due to infection control. But again, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So that is it, guys. Hey, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask now. Um, I will definitely do another critical element steps video. I don't know if I'll be able to, do one this weekend. During the week, I'm really, really busy because all of my students, all classes that we have are in clinical. So I'm at the clinical, the teaching site, really almost all day, except for I think I have like a period of an hour and a half where I'm actually in my classroom, but then I have another class that I'm teaching. Kick the like button. I definitely will, Brenda. Yes, I definitely will. Oh, God bless you too, Marissa. Thank you. Yes, I will be doing live streams. My live streams are just sporadic and they're usually unannounced because I'm so busy, with everything that's going on with my husband. My live streams I do like at the spur of the moment when I have time to do them. Right. So usually my live streams are unannounced, but I do try to drop a recorded video at least once a week. Especially if it's something that I need to update. But keep your questions and your comments coming. I do still do my very best to try to respond to your questions and comments within a 24-hour period. If I have like a lot of repeat questions on the same thing, like, especially with hand hygiene, when do I wash my hands? I'll just go ahead because it's easier for me just to produce a video and drop it on my channel for you all because if I get a lot of people. All right. Thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you. I'm glad that my videos are helpful. But if I get like more than 5 people asking the same questions, it's just easier for me to produce a video and drop it here on my channel because if more than like 3 people are asking the same questions, I feel like there are a lot more people that are going to ask the questions the same thing. So I'll do a video for that, like I did with hand hygiene. All of my training videos are in the playlist Nurse Aide training videos. I actually started breaking some of the videos or started creating individual state playlists. So if you're, in a certain state, I definitely have Texas, right? Because I'm here in Texas. I think I also have California, and 1 or 2 other states that I've already created playlists for. And I have, and these are for Pearson VUE states. I've actually placed the training videos for those states because this book is going to have all 23 skills, okay? And you have the manual blood pressure and electronic blood pressure, but not all states are tested on the electronic blood pressure, okay? And that's what makes, instead of 22 skills, you have 23 skills. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Tina. Thank you for joining in. Um, So what I do when I break it down into states, because remember I told you all I wanted to change my platform. When I break it down into states, I only put the training videos in which that correlate with the skills that that state test candidates on. Like for instance, California does not test on electronic blood pressure or I think catheter care. So I don't include that in that playlist for the state of California. PA, Pennsylvania, I if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that they are not tested on the skill assist with use of bedpan. So for Pennsylvania, I'm not sure if I have that playlist up yet. For Pennsylvania, I will put all of the training videos in that playlist except for assist with use of bedpan. So I hope y'all are following me on that, okay? It's going to take some time for me to do it. Actually, I've been going back and forth whether or not I should continue to try to break everything up. All right, Virginia. Yes, I have a lot of subscribers from Virginia. I tell you, I have a lot of subscribers. I have a lot of subscribers who are with Prometric that say that my videos are helpful. Hi, Chanello. It all depends on, that's a very good question. Chanello asked if all the skills were different for each state. A very good question. It all depends. All the states that test under Pearson View, the handbook, it really doesn't matter which state handbook you get as long as it's Pearson View, because all the skills, all the steps are the same. The only thing is that some states don't test on certain skills. Like I just said, California isn't tested on catheter care, and I believe Pennsylvania is not tested on bedpan. But all the skills are going to be listed in your book, and I'm going to show you an example. Oh, thank you, Izelle. Thank you so. That means so much to me. Wow, I'm sorry, I just hit my microphone. But with like electronic blood pressure here in the state of Texas, our candidates are tested on manual blood pressure, but they are not tested on electronic blood pressure. However, Pearson View includes the skill in the nurse aid candidate handbook because there are a handful of states that do test electronic blood pressure, right? But if your state does not, then it will be highlighted in gray, skill not tested. Okay, even though it's still in the book, but when it's highlighted skill not tested, that means that your state, candidates in your state will not be tested on this skill. Now, will your instructor still train you on it in class? Most likely, yes, right? Because you need to know how to take not only a manual blood pressure, but you also need to know how to take blood pressure electronically because that's what's being used now in hospitals. You have your vital sign machine. That's how blood pressures are being taken, unless, in a case of an emergency, you always have to do manual blood pressure, or if, the doctor says, hey, I want this done manually, then that's what you'll have to do. Okay, so you need to know both ways, whether it's for testing or if it's for real life, right? So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna get ready to go. Tell me what you want to see. Right? Tell me what you want to see. Kick that like button, hey, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like, it takes a lot of time for me to record these videos and to take time out to do training. Okay, hi Chanello. Chanello, you're testing under Pearson View? Remind me, because I can't go back through the comments. So remind me whether or not you're testing under Pearson View. So for folks testing under Pearson View, Chanello's question was that they're confused because they were trained to use a bath blanket or a privacy blanket to cover the person during, the modified bed bath or partial bed bath for Prometric testers. Now, for Prometric testers, yes, that is a required step. It's an actual required step that you have to use a privacy blanket, which can be a bath, large bath towel or another top sheet, or just a privacy blanket, right? Anything that can cover that person up to not overexpose. But for Pearson VUE, that is not a required step. So why do it? Right? I'm just gonna be frank with y'all. Why do all these additional steps, instructors, if you're listening? Why train your students to do these unnecessary additional steps for testing? Their time, they have 30 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. So don't, you can train your students how you want, but I encourage you not to have them doing any additional steps that's unnecessary. We have to learn as instructors, and I'm speaking to any instructors out here now. As instructors, we have to learn to separate how we train students to perform nursing tasks in real life and how they should perform skills for testing. There's a difference. Nursing task skills, there's a difference. Real life testing, there's a huge difference, right? We all know that the way Pearson or the NNAAP requires us to perform, or the candidate to perform skills during testing, is not how they are going to perform that same nursing task in real life. Okay, so you're welcome, Chanello. You're welcome. So I always like to put emphasis on that, especially when I'm consulting, because I do consult. I do have a consulting service when I consult nurse aide instructors, and they're like, well, this is how they're going to have to do it in real life. I understand. I do. Okay. Hey, Brenda. Yeah, I am no longer emailing for free the grid sheets and the questions and the supply list. However, they are available for purchase on my Etsy storefront. It's www.etsy.com/shop/CNA Quest. That's QUEST. They are available for purchase on my Etsy storefront. Okay, that was a promotional. A few months ago, I did a video, and that was like a promotional, a promotional that once I got those, I was excuse me, emailing those out for free. I think I did it for like a whole month, but that's no longer. So you'll have to purchase it. I'm sorry. You're welcome. Awesome. Congratulations, Christy. A 100% first time pass. Yes, on both the skills and written. That is so awesome. You know what's really great is when folks come back to me and they tell me that the NAE actually spoke to them, after they did their tests, and would tell them, your performance was perfect or near perfect, or it was immaculate. And let me tell you, it is very rare for an NAE to pull you aside and to tell you that. It is very rare. So when that happens, they are telling you the truth, right? And for you all to say that, you did everything during testing the way I demonstrated in my videos, and then to have the NAE to compliment you on your performance, man, is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. So I appreciate that. I really do. All right, that's awesome, Christy. Hopefully my videos will be helpful to you. All I can say is to tell you all, if you are currently participating in the nurse aide training program, if you are currently participating, when it comes to the skills, practice. You got to get that hands-on practice. You really do. And I'm not trying to sound mean. I'm not trying to be rude, but I have a lot of subscribers to comment on, their instructor not giving them time to practice the skills, or maybe they just go through the skills once and that's it. But guys, you've got to take responsibility for your own learning. You really do. Um, instead of, taking a lunch break, bring some finger foods, some sandwiches. Oh, thank you, Christy. Thank you. To eat during lunch and practice, practice. You have to take home what we give to you. Okay. What we give to you, you have to take home. You have to take outside of training and make do. If your instructor doesn't allow you to check out supplies, like I allow my students to check out supplies, they just better bring them back, right? But I allow them to check out supplies, but I tell them, if y'all don't want to be responsible for those supplies, make do with what you have at home. Like, and they laugh at me, but I'm like, is I would do it, right? For a bedpan. If you don't want to check out a bedpan, use a frying pan, right? Yeah, you got a frying pan in your house. You can use that as a bedpan, and to indicate the narrow end, just use the handle, for that side to say, okay, this is the narrow end. So when I place the bedpan, that handle needs to be placed facing the footboard. Yeah, practice with your family, practice with your kids and your friends. Yeah, Brenda, if you, I will give you my email so you won't make your email public. You can email me at Julie Reynolds, that's JulieReynolds, at NATSAP, that's NATCEP, consultant, consultant.com. Okay. So Julie Reynolds at natsapconsultant.com. You can email me there at that email address, and I can send you the information regarding my Etsy storefront and the studying material that I do, is available for purchase. Hey, I've been getting a lot of questions also regarding my games. I sort of put those on the back burner, and I apologize. So I'm going to try to do either this weekend or next weekend, try to work on my games some more, because I have been getting a lot of requests for my games that I've created. So I'm going to start trying to work on those again. So guys, I'm just telling you, I've just been so busy, really, really busy. But I'm going to try to do that. And once I have that ready for purchase, I will let you all know, and it will be placed on my Etsy storefront. Okay, again, my Etsy storefront is www.etsy.com/shop/CNA Quest. My book is it's the digital version, because I'm no longer printing the version. That just took up a lot of time, because I was doing all of the printing and the binding, and the packaging and mailing it out. That just took out a lot of time. And actually, one of my subscribers a few months ago was like, why don't you make it digital? Like, I'd rather just have it digital and be able to purchase it and download it right then and there. And, I could decide whether I wanted to just save it on my computer or tablet or phone, or and or print it out, right? So I'm like, man, why didn't I think of that? So that is why it is on digital, to make it more convenient, not only for me, to save me time, but also more convenient for you. So my book is still available. I don't know, maybe I'll do another special, knock off a few bucks or at a percentage, maybe here in the next week or so. But my book is filled with information. And if any of you who are listening in right now has purchased my book, if you want to, talk about it, with the viewers who are listening in right now, please feel free to do so. Or if you want to leave a comment in the comment section about my book, please do so. Because I mean, I just get down to the nitty gritty. I let you know how it's going to be on test day. I let you know what or how the evaluator is going to be evaluating you. I got the practice test there, 80 questions, and also the answer key. um, Talk to you. I've really emphasized the 5 indirect care skills and how they affect your performance of a skill, because you can actually receive a satisfactory on your skills and still fail your skills exam due to the 5 indirect care skills. So that's why I always tell my students, and I tell you, I encourage you to keep those 5 indirect care skills to the forefront of your mind when you are performing your skills exam. So you got to practice. You got to practice. You got to take out, again, not being mean, not being rude, but you can't make excuses for not being given the opportunity to practice, because you are given that opportunity when you leave, training, when your training day is over and you go home. You have the weekends, and I'm not saying spend, 3, 4, 5 hours. Practice one skill a day, right? Practice one skill a day. Make do with what you have in your home. Like I just gave the example for a bedpan, you can use a frying pan. Okay. You can use a small container, storage container, as a bath basin, right? And I'm sure you have washcloths at home and you have towels at home. If you don't have a family member or a friend that can act as the client for you, yeah, y'all can laugh at me if you want to, right? My students do all the time, but you can use a baby doll. Go to the dollar store and buy a baby doll or a Barbie doll and practice peri-care, practice modified bed bath, practice. You may not be able to do the foot care because some baby dolls, their knees don't bend, but you just use what you have at home, right, to perform these skills or practice these skills for peri-care. I tell my students, if you don't, I can't give you the actual Foley to take home, but you can use a straw, right? You can use a straw as the catheter and practice catheter care, right? Especially one that's around the same diameter as an actual catheter. You can use a straw to practice that, right? Y'all can laugh at me. I don't care. Y'all can laugh at me, but I tell you what, if I were in your shoes and I was, this was a situation where, I need whatever I need to do, I'm going to do to pass my boards, right? I'm going to do it. And if I have to get a straw from a fast food place and, use it as a catheter and practice catheter care on it, I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to do it. So y'all can laugh if you want to, but how many of y'all are going to go to that fast food place and get you a straw now, right? To practice catheter care, right? Or how many of you are going to use that frying pan as the bedpan, right? So it's okay. Y'all can do that. Make do with what you have at home. If you are not able to, check out supplies at your training site. Okay. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Oh my gosh. Whew. It's already been an hour. I've been live a whole hour. So I'm going to get ready to go again. Kick the like button, okay? That will let me know that you are enjoying these new series of videos for critical element steps. If there's a specific challenge that you have that you want me to talk about, go ahead and comment on it. No matter where you comment, no matter what videos, I'll get a notification and it will alert me, okay? And whenever I can, I'll try to find time to do a video on such. If I already have a video on my channel, I'll probably just redirect you to review or watch that video, okay? But hey guys, thank you so much for your loyalty, for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you for referring my videos to other folks. I really appreciate that. That just makes me happy. Not that, my channel is, receiving more recognition, but just the fact that you find it in your heart to pass forward the videos that help you to pass your certification exam. You're passing that information forward to other folks, so in hopes that it will help them also to pass. So I appreciate that. And yeah, I do appreciate, it is growing my channel, and I really appreciate that, because I want my channel to blow up. I really do. I want it to blow up, and I want it to grow, and I want it to be prosperous, right? Because it is helping so many people, and I really like that. I do have a channel for nurse aid instructors, and I think I have like 70 subscribers, so I'm still trying to grow that channel. And it was actually suggested that I start a blog channel here on YouTube. So I'm juggling with that, thinking about whether or not I should do that. So if y'all are interested in a blog channel, let me know, okay? And I may scratch my nurse aid instructor channel, because I don't want to have too many channels out there. May scratch that and just combine that with the blog channel. So if you think that I should, hey, that's a good poll. I'm gonna put a poll in the community section of my channel, right? If you think that I should start a blog channel, um, let me know, okay? And I can get that. I'll juggle around with that and see how I can do that. And what is blog, anyways? I never knew what blog. I know what vlog is, but blog, I guess, just where you talk and chat and, I don't know. We'll figure it out together, right? Okay. So let me know if you would be interested in that. Comment in this section here. I'm going to, when I get time, post a poll in the community section, and let me know if you'd be interested in that. Hey, thank you for your continued prayers for my husband. For those of you who have donated, thank you so much. I appreciate it. For those of you who would like to donate, you can visit my GoFundMe campaign. You can also visit my personal Facebook page. I have the campaign, and I give updates, letting you know what's going on, and just giving you a breakdown of like the monetary funds that we receive in the campaign, how that's going to be broken down and what it's going to be used for. So I try to be as transparent as I can, still, while still maintaining some privacy and dignity for my husband. So, transparency is key. Remember that transparency is key. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Oh my gosh, y'all just don't know how much I love you. I do. And I just love the fact that my videos are instrumental in your passing. So thank you so much. God bless. Ciao. Oh, thank you, Kat. Thank you. And I'm trying to get out of this. You know what? Let me take this off of here. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't even end this live stream. Like, I dropped my phone and it's messed up now and it won't close out. I'm still trying to get, I know, funny, right? I can't get out of my live stream. It won't X out. It really won't. Oh my gosh. It is not. My phone is acting up. I'm so sorry, guys. It'll kick me out, but it won't let me get out on my own. Ain't that something? Thank you, Kat. Thank you. Yeah, my phone kicks me out of my live stream, but now when I really need to leave manually, it won't let me. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely going to have to get my phone fixed. I'm still trying to get out. Hey guys, y'all can go ahead and leave if you want to, okay? Because I'm still playing. Yes. Okay, I just got it. All right. Love you guys. Ciao.